Welcome back everybody to Waffles RC. We are going to finish putting the mud truck together and drive it, fully painted and completed. So few things on the live on Sunday. Got the electronics on, couldn't find the rest of the electronics, and well, they were in front of my face. So we have them, so let's put everything on. First, I have to put on our protective plates. That protective plate was for the drive shaft that comes from the motor down to protect the electronics. Got something in my eye. Then we have to put this on. Then I have to tidy up the wiring in the body, put a light kit on it from MKRC. I'll put a link right here. And then I will also put a link to all of his accounts where you can go and check all his stuff out down in the description. So you can go check his stuff out. Light kit, absolutely awesome. I had zero issues putting it together. You guys watched it, or a few of you watched it on the live. So let's start putting some protective plates on and continue to move on from there, because I just realized I didn't put a spot to mount a battery. So as you can see, this is not the mud truck. It's down there. So like I said just a second ago, I didn't make any provisions for a battery for that thing because, you know, thinking. But with this RTR, it has 2 battery trays in it. The back one is the one that I use the most. This side one does nothing until now. See, it's called being resourceful. Using what you have at your hands and or stealing parts off of RTRs because you forgot to make provisions for certain things. Oh look, battery tray. So now the RTR has donated part of itself to another project. So now we have a battery tray. I'm actually going to take these end pieces off so that way I can just screw this thing down, but that way I can use a bigger battery in it for the power that I'm going to run in that one. Thank you, sir. So now all I'll have to do is drill some holes, mount this on, and then bam, I have a battery mount. Yeah, I don't need these. Don't need these where we're going. So let me drill some holes, mount this on, and I'll bring you back in just a second. And not that I have a hoarding problem or anything, but I'm not going to throw these away. I'm going to keep them. I don't know why. Well, who knows? It could be next week. It could be 2 years from now. These may come in handy. I don't know. There's the other RTR. Yep. All there with all the other stuff that I kept from that particular model. And free bolts. So for those of you who don't know, the MKRC light kit comes with the front marker lights, and if you actually put the hole in the correct place, it lines up perfectly, unlike what I did. Also has the 5 cab lights, has front of rear fender marker light, back of rear fender marker light, brake lights, and reverse lights. I did not hook up the reverse lights, but they are there because, well, I think it looks better than the sticker. And the whole wiring kit, he does make it so that you can just put it in here. He also makes these wire loom holders. Basically, you just put double-sided tape on the backside and it keeps all your wires nice and pretty. I'm not done with it yet, but I just wanted to show you before I, put it on top of the truck and then you can't see it anymore. So we will turn it on later tonight and you will get to see all of the lights on this thing because they do look really cool, I have to admit. I had them on yesterday during the live and they looked really good, and I didn't have the voltage set properly, so if I remember correctly, he said that they can take up to 3S direct voltage. 12 volts is what they can take up to. I will put it on the screen right here if I am incorrect in what I just said. If I don't, want to say something that is incorrect, because I never say anything that's incorrect. Anyhow, I'm going to get back to this, finish up doing the wires. I'm waiting for some paint to dry, so that way I can finish putting stuff on the frame, because I forgot to paint more stuff. So, be back in just a second. And from the back end, you can see we have one last piece, or one of the last pieces that I had to paint was the hitch. We got the ball on there, got the hitch on, there's a train going by. It all does exactly what it's supposed to do. So now hopefully the last pieces that needed to be painted are dry enough for me to put them on here. Just a quick little thing on the MK. There's a big bee in here. Hold on, gotta get a bee away. I don't mess with bees, guys. They sure like to mess with me. Go. Ah! That's right, you stay in your bushes. That's why I have them there. There's no flowers in here. Ugh, I hate carpenter bees. Anyhow, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, MKRC also makes an interior for, not for that, for the Sicario body. He does make this so that everything will bolt directly to a stock Sen Racing Sicario chassis, which mine is not. It is a very nice interior. Unfortunately, because of the way that I built my chassis, I can't run this. But if you too have a Sicario body with a Sen Racing chassis, then you can run the interior, which works perfectly fine on that chassis. Unfortunately, it won't work on mine, but the lights work on mine, and that's what I care most about, is lights. So, let me go see. That damn bee is back. Sorry. Let me go see if those other parts are dry and get those on, and then get the body on. Okay, I just realized before I put the body on and drive it, I should make sure it still works. Kind of a beneficial thing. And as per usual, since this thing has been apart and I just put everything back together, all steering horns or trailer hitch horns, whatever they are, need to come off, because everything's going to self-center again. Now let's plug a battery into it. No magic smoke yet, so that's good. Power. Okay, so there's that. There's that. Okay. Now I can put the steering horns back on it. Loctite. Need of the Loctite. Or thread locker, whatever you want to call it. We'll put that on. That was a bit excessive, but better safe than sorry. Okay, so I have this all the way up. Loctite on. Drop the bolt entirely because intelligent. Might have to mess with that a little bit. Yep, I'm just going to lock it in right there. I can make fine-tuning adjustments on the controller. So now we have Good fast steering. Got our hitch up and down. Alright, well, it all works for the most part. So, let us strap the battery in. Oh, wait, nope. Getting ahead of myself again. Yeah, got ahead of myself for a second. I need to get a switch controller for the lights on the cap. I got the light controller on, and I'm sure you can see. Just have it on one of the auxiliary channels so I can turn the lights on and off as I please. So, now that that's done, I still gotta program this thing. Alright, let me figure out how to program it. I need to change the voltage because I want the lights to be brighter and the servos to be a bit stronger, so this might take a minute. I just learned something new, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So for those of you who already knew this, you can skip ahead and or just laugh at me for not knowing. But you know what? We all make mistakes. We all learn from our mistakes. So I am going to show you what I learned from my mistake. Program card. I was confused on why it has a list of all the stuff to set on it, and none of it seemed to match this. Like the program card goes up to 15 different items, where when I plugged it into this quick run, it only went up to 10. So I didn't quite understand that, and I remember that from last time. So I grabbed the box that the motor came in because I'm a hoarder and I don't throw anything away when it comes to RC stuff. It has its own sticker for the programming card, and this matched what I was seeing on here. So if you have a Hobbywing programming card and you're going through all of this and it doesn't seem to match up, look for the sticker that comes with the motor or with the ESC that you got it with, and it will match. And then you can program it from there. That's what I was doing wrong. So if you want to laugh, do feel free to go ahead and laugh. But I really do hope that somebody learned something from that, because in all honesty, I just learned something from that. I didn't know. I thought they were all the same. See? We learn, we move on. And don't throw anything away until you know that you're doing it correctly. Now I got everything set where I need it to be. So I can now turn it on and we'll go and drive the thing. Another quick thing on the MKRC light kit. It does come with a plug, not only to plug in the factory lights that come on these things, because it comes with the headlights that work. So that plugs into the new wiring harness. Now you can plug this directly into your receiver and just have them on all the time. I wanted to have them on a switch. So this now still, if I do it correctly, just plugs right in. And then you can have it on a switch or wire it up all the time. And like I said, the voltages are capable, more than capable of what your RC can do. So now, oh, I never even showed you guys. So the other things that I was waiting to dry was these right here. I got these from a certain someone, so thank you. I did paint them, but I think they look really good with the chrome. Those are mostly dry, not entirely dry, and I think it looks really good personally. Goes with the little bit of extra chrome that's on this thing. Also, the posts that I made right here, I don't know if you remember, but they were pink. So I didn't want them pink as they were sticking through a dark gray body. So I expertly painted them. Can't really be mad if it works. I mean, I'm not going to tape off the whole thing to paint 4 little posts when I can just use a Sharpie. Let's go driving. And there we have it. It runs. Oop. And you can turn the lights on and off. I'll add a shot right here of it actually in the dark at night so you can see all the lights, because right now it's too bright out to see. Pretty successful, I must say. I do have one issue with this truck personally. I guess it's not a personal issue, is it? Because it's not like it looked at me funny. I do like how I can quickly disconnect that. So once again, I need help because I am not an expert in everything that is RC cars. I know my way around them pretty well. I'm not perfect and I'm certainly not an expert. So the issue that I'm having with this one, I have it set to forward, brake, reverse because, well, it's fast. So that's how I wanted it. The issue that I'm having though is that on the controller, because of using a forward mount transmission plus a transfer case and crawler axles, non-portals, I had to put it in the controller in reverse. And it's a radio link controller, so that way people know what I'm working with here. The issue that I'm having is that since I had to put it in reverse, it's basically doing forward as it is reverse. So when I put it into reverse for brakes, it does the brakes, but then immediately goes into reverse. Once it's in reverse, I then have to sit there and blip the throttle a bunch of times just to get it to go forward again. So I want it basically like a basher, where you have the throttle on forward, you go reverse for brake, and then you hit it again for reverse. I know that's how this thing would normally work, except for the fact that I'm running it programmed in here in reverse rather than normal. So if anybody could help me out, please leave it in the comments. It would be greatly appreciated. I do read all the comments, just so everybody knows. I have a few more tweaking items that I have to do on this thing. I got to adjust the suspension. That's why it was lopsided. Probably have to make the sway bar links a little bit longer on one side because it keeps leaning over to one side. But all in all, I consider it a very good success. It ran, it drove. I just have a few issues. So if anybody could help me, be super awesome and greatly appreciated. You can also email me if you have more of a detailed thing that you don't want to put just in the comments. You can email me at wafflesrc2023@gmail.com. That way you can walk me through these things. You know, like I said, I'm willing to learn. I am no expert and I want this thing to work correctly. And right now it works well, but it doesn't work correctly. So that's what we're aiming for. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And next, I don't know if you can see it very well, next week we will get back on the boat. I have parts for it. So the parts are here. So I need to add those so that I can make sure that it floats correctly. And then after that, I need to make a trailer because this is supposed to tow a trailer. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. I greatly appreciate everybody that comes on the lives, watches the videos. You guys make all this work. Speaking of that, if you want to help make all this stuff work a little bit more, you can go get you some merch. Once again, right here, it's Waffles RC merch on Etsy. I have grass in my shoe. All the proceeds from that go straight back into these builds. It helps fund all the builds. We got some, well, we have one big build coming up and one challenge build, speed challenge, but it's me. So we're going to build it my way. Urban, Linden, I'm coming after you guys. You're going to have a full metal chassis guy trying to do a speed run. So it'll be weird. It'll be fun. That's the whole point of this. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I know I've said that twice now, but I greatly appreciate every single one of you. So we will see you next week when we are back into Waffles Boating RC. I don't know. See you guys.